Here's something uncomfortable. You've probably already lost focus 3 times today, and it's not even noon yet. You sit down to work, you open your laptop, and then something happened. Maybe it's your phone. Maybe it's a random thought about that embarrassing thing you said in 2019. Maybe you just suddenly need to know what the weather's like in Norway. And just like that, gone. Your focus completely hijacked. Here's the thing nobody tells you. The problem isn't that you're lazy. It's not that you lack discipline, and it's definitely not that you need another productivity app. The real problem, you were never taught how to reset your brain when it drifts. 6 months ago, I couldn't focus for more than 5 minutes. Seriously. I'd start a task, get distracted, feel guilty, try again, fail again, and repeat that cycle all day. Then I discovered something that changed everything. Micro techniques. Tiny 30-second mental resets that actually work. And within 2 weeks, I went from scattered and overwhelmed to finishing tasks I had been avoiding for months. Now, here's the twist. One of these techniques sounds so simple, you'll probably think it won't work. I thought the same thing until I tried it during the worst burnout of my life, and it pulled me out in under a minute. I'll tell you that story in a bit. So here's how this video works. I'm gonna keep it tight, no fluff, no filler. 3 techniques. Each one takes 30 seconds or less, and by the end, you'll have a simple system you can use anywhere, at your desk, in class, even in the middle of a meeting when your brain just checks out. Let's get into it. All right, technique number 1. And honestly, this one alone will change how you deal with distractions forever. It's called the pattern interrupt. And no, this isn't some made-up productivity buzzword. This is actual neuroscience. Here's what happens in your brain when you lose focus. Your mind gets stuck in what scientists call a default mode loop. It's basically your brain running on autopilot, jumping from thought to thought, craving stimulation, looking for the next dopamine hit. And the longer you stay in that loop, the harder it becomes to snap out of it. That's why just trying harder doesn't work. You can't think your way out of a thought spiral. You need to interrupt it. So here's what you do. It takes literally 5 seconds. Change one physical thing about your environment. Stand up if you're sitting. Sit down if you're standing. Splash cold water on your face. Step outside for 10 seconds. Touch something cold. Clap your hands once, loudly. It sounds ridiculous, right? But here's why it works. When you change something physical, you force your brain to recalibrate. You break the loop. You create a tiny gap, and in that gap, you get to choose what to focus on next. You know who uses this? Athletes, surgeons, Navy SEALs. Ever watch the basketball player before a free throw? They bounce the ball the same way every time. They touch their face. They take a breath. That's a pattern interrupt. It's a physical reset before the mental one. And if it works in high-pressure situations like that, it'll definitely work at your desk. Now, interrupting the pattern is step 1. But what do you do after you snapped out of it? That's where technique number 2 comes in. And this one, it actually changes your brain chemistry in under 30 seconds. Stay with me. Okay. Technique number 2. And this is the one I mentioned earlier, the one that pulled me out of the worst burnout of my life. I promised you that story. Here it is. Last year, I hit a wall, like a real wall. I was working on a project that should have taken 2 weeks. It took 2 months. Every time I sat down to work, my brain felt like it was filled with static. I couldn't hold a thought for more than a few seconds. I tried everything. New apps, new routine, caffeine, more caffeine. Nothing worked. And one night at like 2 a.m., completely exhausted, I found a video about breath work by a neuroscientist named Andrew Huberman. I thought it was gonna be some meditation woo-woo stuff, but what he explained, pure science. Here's the short version. When you're stressed or distracted, your nervous system is stuck in what's called the sympathetic state, fight or flight. Your brain is scanning for threats, even if the only threat is your inbox. But here's the key. You can manually switch that state using your breath. One specific breathing pattern activates your parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and focus mode, and it takes 30 seconds, sometimes less. It's called the physiological sigh, and it goes like this. Take one deep breath in through your nose, then, before you exhale, take a second shorter inhale on top of it, like a double inhale. Then exhale slowly through your mouth. That's it. One cycle. Do it twice, maybe 3 times. And I'm not exaggerating. Within 30 seconds, you'll feel your shoulders drop, your jaw unclench, and your mind clear up. It's like hitting a reset button you didn't know you had. Now, let me ask you something, and be honest. How many times today have you taken a real breath? Not a shallow one, a real, deep, intentional breath. Most people go entire days without one, and then they wonder why they can't focus. All right, Technique number 3. And honestly, this is the one that ties everything together. Because here's the truth. You can interrupt the pattern. You can reset your nervous system, but if you don't know what to focus on next, you'll drift right back into distraction. And this is where most people get stuck. They sit down with a massive to-do list, 20 tasks staring back at them, and their brain just freezes. It's called decision fatigue. When you have too many options, your brain burns energy just trying to decide. And that exhaustion, it feels exactly like losing focus. But it's not a focus problem, it's a clarity problem. So here's the fix. It takes 10 seconds. Before you do anything, ask yourself one question. What is the single next physical action I need to take? Not finish the project, not study for the exam. Those are outcomes, not actions. I mean, something tiny, something specific, something you could do in the next 2 minutes. Open the document, write one sentence, read the first paragraph. That's it. One clear next action. Your brain stops spinning, and suddenly you're moving. This concept comes from David Allen's Getting Things Done, one of the most influential productivity books ever. But here's what most people miss. It's not about being organized. It's about reducing cognitive load. When James Clear was writing Atomic Habits, a book that sold over 15 million copies, he said his only rule was this: write one sentence a day. Not a chapter, not a page, one sentence. And that tiny action, it unlocked everything else. Now, here's where it gets interesting. These 3 techniques, they work great on their own, but when you stack them together in the right order, something different happens. I'll show you exactly how in a second. But first, there's something uncomfortable I need to say, and it might sting a little. Your phone is literally designed to break your focus, not by accident, not as a side effect, by design. The brightest engineers in the world get paid millions of dollars to make sure you can't look away. Every notification, every scroll, every red badge, it's all engineered to hijack your attention. So if you've been blaming yourself for not being able to focus, stop. It's not a fair fight, but now at least you have weapons. Okay, so here's how you put it all together. Next time you catch yourself drifting, and trust me, you will, do this. Step 1, pattern interrupt. Change something physical. Stand up, clap, splash water, break the loop. Step 2, breath reset. 2 physiological sighs. Double inhale, long exhale. 30 seconds max. Step 3, 1 clear next action. Ask yourself, what's the smallest thing I can do right now? That's it. 3 steps, 30 seconds, and you're back. Let's recap real quick. Technique 1, pattern interrupt. Break the distraction loop with something physical. Technique 2, physiological sigh. Reset your nervous system and calm your brain. Technique 3, 1 clear next action. Give your mind a target so it stops spinning. Simple, fast, actually works. Look, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you focus is easy. It's not. We live in a world that's literally designed to steal your attention. Every app, every notification, every algorithm is fighting for a piece of your brain. But here's what I believe. You don't need perfect focus. You don't need hours of deep work. You just need 30 seconds and the willingness to reset when you drift. That's it. That's the whole game. And the fact that you're still watching this, that tells me you're already ahead of most people. So here's my challenge for you tonight. Not tomorrow, not next week, tonight, try this stack once, just once. When you catch yourself scrolling or zoning out, run through all 3 steps, see what happens. And if it works, come back and leave a comment. Tell me which technique hit different for you. I read every single one. Now, if you got value from this, you're gonna love what I made before. I dropped the video called Stop Promising Yourself, Do This Instead. And it's about why most goals fail before you even start and what actually works. It's the perfect follow-up to what we just covered. Links on screen right now. I'll see you there.